Alright, welcome back to the last part of the tutorials. This one is Pursuit and Capture. Let's go right in. I hope you guys like the videos, by the way, and I hope new people are actually watching them and not only people that are already playing the game. If you're new, well, maybe comment below. I'm not trying to make anything with this YouTube account, I'm just trying to promote the game on my own. Well, anyway, welcome to Pursuit and Capture. I kind of have to do something now. Oh yeah. Alright, so this time, yeah, I'll actually have to pay a little bit more attention so we get through this in a timely fashion. Yeah. Chaining is all about distance, right? I'm changing to water and bow again. As I told you last time, this is the smartest thing to do. If you see the enemy in this square down here, then you're good to shoot chain. That's pretty much the rule number one. Never shoot chain if you don't see that exact enemy ship exactly there. If you want to be like, that's an expert tip, I guess, but shooting single shot chain is gonna mess with the head of your enemy if it's a player. If it's AI, ignore what I just said. Don't do it then. Right, so I shot my left broadside, and from a PvP point of view, this has not been a good move because now the enemy has more energy than I do because he's more in the direction of the wind. You can see it on the map. The wind is coming from this direction, so he's closer to the wind. So he actually has more energy than I do right now. If we're talking in terms of energy, like he could come down to me, but me choosing to come up to him is just possible because this AI is terribly slow, and he also already has lost 22% of his sales. Right. Whatever these 150 and 250 meters are, like I can't really tell you. This is just a feeling thing when you can shoot, when you cannot shoot, type of thing, you know. All right, let's just continue doing the task. Yeah. Also, you can see visually where the sails have been damaged and where they haven't been damaged. So obviously, I'm trying to shoot somewhere where the sails have not been damaged yet. That's gonna guarantee that I have the maximum output of damage right here. Uh, Below 60%, so one more hit should do it. Yeah, you see I can't really aim very high right now, but I'm gonna show you a trick. If you're downwind, so below the enemy in terms of energy, then you can turn your ship, then you can make your ship heal a lot, so you can shoot higher. So I'm just gonna press auto again, let the wind kick my hull to the right, and that way I should be able to shoot a little higher. Um, I guess because it's a brig, it's not working very well, but yeah, this is what should be happening anyway. Now I gotta change my broadsides to ball, and apparently shoot is planking. Okay. I'm just trying to slow down here and not shoot past the guy so I can have a chill time killing him. I don't want to do anything fancy, but I also don't want to sail past him, so, you know, I gotta sail back to him and stuff. Don't want to be doing that. Alright, something to say about the game, and you'll hear this word very often, is angling. Um, if you guys know how tank combat works, then angling should also, yeah. So if the enemy armor is too thick, your shot is gonna bounce, right? And the thickness of the armor uh, kind of increases when you're shooting at a weird angle. So the angle you want to be at is this, right? We're sailing parallel, so I got perfect angle to penetrate him, and I will penetrate every single shot from this angle. So let's see if I can get into a position where I have a terrible angle on his hull, just so you guys can see what that does to your shots. So I'm trying to turn here. Yeah, see. So that was a hit, but you saw the shot ricochet right off. Okay, this actually penetrated. Yeah. I think you get the point, right? So if you're, if, yeah, You don't want to be ricocheting shots, so you want to have a good angle on the enemy. That's all I'm trying to say here. All right. Yeah. Let's just shoot him down because this is gonna take a long while. 30%. Jesus, with this reload, it's gonna take a while. Might actually explain some more stuff then. Yeah, you can see right here would be an option to do stern shooting because, you know, right now my front cannon wouldn't hit, right? Because it's over here, it wouldn't be able to hit him. Yeah. Uh, I'm just... Alright. Yeah, so let's just continue shooting this guy. I don't know why he's not moving. I gotta wait for the waves heal a little bit because if I was to shoot right now, I wouldn't be able to hit. If you can't, you see the little red bar, right? That's the one you've been aiming with all the time. But if you can't push it down more, it's because your ship is healing. That might be because it's on a wave, or because your sail power is pushing the ship. Right. Sorry, I'm kind of distracted because my ult is getting ganked. I need any naval action. Boys know what I'm talking about. Alright, let's continue with this stuff. Oh, great shot. I missed 5 shots. Wow. I should be doing this quicker, I guess, but if you're talking and trying to think about what you should tell the people, then, you know, you kind of forget to do the actual thing. And I do not have a clue what this AI is doing. It's just staying here. I guess this AI really wants me to be on this side. Good job, developers, making it easy on noobs. And I'm not saying noobs in a, like, condescending way. Like, I don't mean it in any condescending way. It's just, you know, new players are noobs because they've not been playing the game, right? Yeah, also a nice thing to know is you can actually aim for cannons. Like, you can try to destroy cannons. That's not worth it on a broadside, but if you're behind an enemy and he's shooting you with his stern chasers, see, I just hit a cannon there and made that uh, I don't know how to describe it. You know, that flashy hit instead of like the wood splintering and stuff. Well, anyway, trying to destroy the stern chasers of an enemy that you are chasing, or the bow chasers of an enemy that is chasing you, is very helpful because if you kill them, then he can just get them back. The only way for him to get them back is by repairing his hull. And in a chasing situation, most people don't want to repair their hull. Because you can only repair one thing. It's either hull or sails every 12 minutes. Yeah, so shooting off his chasers is very helpful because then he can't hurt your sails anymore, but you can still hurt his. Yeah, kind of self-explanatory why that is an advantageous situation that you want to be in. Yeah, well, yeah, just aim for cannons then. But chasers are terribly inaccurate, except the stern chasers. The stern chasers shoot like laser guns. You see how small the little area is that is the possibility of hits right there. Wow, this is so annoying. Oh yeah, the sound in the background is my ult getting ganked. Sorry, boys. Can't really do anything about that. Oh, I can let it sink. That's an option. Yeah. Anyway, let's just continue here. Man, they should have really buffed the reload time. Oh yeah, talking more about the interface, you can see the number of your crew, you can see the number of your sails that is still intact, but sail damage is actually something that is, yeah, not very accurate in a way, because you could have 40% sales, but at certain points of sales still make almost full speed. Because as I said, certain types of sails make you faster on certain angles. So if I lost all my square sails, like if all my square sails were filled with holes, I could still sail upwind. Man, this position is so annoying. Yeah. So apparently the grape didn't penetrate here, so I have to turn. Yeah, let's actually start with special maneuvers. So I want to turn through the wind, right? So I'm gonna put myself in a position where I'm actually making positive speed, as you would be if you were in my position. All right, and then yeah, let's gather some speed. Then turn the rudder to the left. And once my sails are kind of parallel with the wind, I want to turn the back sail to one side and just keep my front sail on this side. So the wind is pushing my bow into this direction. Keep your rudder turned at all the times, unless you're doing more than one knot negative speed. Then you want to turn your rudder to the other side, because obviously then you're going in a different direction with the rudder. Alright, let's get on this guy's side. Now I want to auto sail again, because auto sail is really pretty much the quickest way to get anywhere. Some people say turning your whole ship with the sails only is actually faster, but I have my doubts about that, if that's any good, unless you really know the ship very well. Alright, so we gotta kill 15 sailors here. This is actually a terrible idea. Like, you should not rake the side of an enemy unless you're boarding him or you're helping your friend and you can't get to the rear. Because the rear of the ship is really where you want to be raping your enemy. Well, anyway, tutorials teach you all the important stuff. If you grape from the side, try to aim like high on the ship. Like, don't try to hit the lower hull. I have a feeling like it doesn't kill as much crew. Well, anyway, you can see how not effective this is, even though I put him into shock. Killing 8 crew with a broadside of grape is abysmal, even if you only have 8 guns. Like per shot on a big on a ship like that, I could be killing 6 crew, I guess, if I was stern raking him. But the game doesn't want me to do it right now, so yeah. Go figure. Uh, Grape is also almost like, grape is so situational. You don't want to be doing it most of the time. You can also kill crew by shooting ball, so there's the point of using grape. Well, I killed 15 sailors now. Yeah, grape ricocheting. Yeah. Well, obviously grape doesn't have much of a penetration value, but they should have told you that in the ball. It's actually important. You never shoot grape at a distance anyway. Oh yeah, and something that you should know is guns obviously lose penetration value over distance. So the further you are away from an enemy, the lower your penetration value will be. And considering what I said about angling earlier, if someone angles at a high distance, stuff can happen like you're shooting at a fifth rate or something at a frigate out of your ship of the line, but you're not penetrating anything. Well, that's because he angled. Just so you know. Alright, now I'm loading boarding. I turned off gunnery just so I would get more people into boarding. You have limited amount of crew, right? So you wanna have a very high preparation. Boarding at 57 is actually a terrible idea. Well, unless you're in a pinch and you know your enemy is gonna try and get away from you, then of course board right away. Or you already know that you have a very high crew advantage, like right now, 110 to 30. I can do anything in here. Sorry. Well, at an advantage like this, just press attack. You're gonna kill more than your enemy is gonna kill. But you see, the enemy is kind of doing well, killing 5, and I'm only killing 8, considering the crew disadvantage. So against players and AI alike, you want to run attack and then at the last second turn into musket volley. That way you have a much better KD. And to switch things up, you might just let the attack run through against players instead of doing musket volley. This is kind of a rock paper scissors game, so musket volley, fire deck guns, and fire grenades are all good against defend. Defend is good against attack. Attack is good against brace. If your enemy has mods, then attack can be terrible against musket volley as well. Well, mods kind of like modifications to your ship. That's what I'm talking about. There's certain upgrades that can boost these values. Like you can give your crew more muskets, and then the musket volleys are devastating. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go into that later when I do like a PvP series. I think I'm gonna talk more about that later then. But it really doesn't belong into tutorials. Against AI, you just wanna start with an attack and then in the last second change to musket volley until the guy has so low crew that you can just attack through, right? That's the way to go. Or if you see him having firepower, that means he has like a musket volley or grenades or deck guns running. Then you can run an attack into him because the attack actually counters those things. But you should always, against AI, do it at the last second because the AI obviously knows what you're doing and it's gonna counter you if you do it not in the last second. Well, congrats AI for cheating. Yeah, usually you want to check the hold of a ship. You do that by looking at the ship. Sometimes you have to change your view angle to get the X right here. See, if I'm looking away, I don't have it. If I look at the ship, I get it. Right, and then you want to, if this was a player, right? Let's imagine this was a player. I would take his stuff because, oh wait, oh the game actually wants me to do stuff. Okay, usually I would sink the player, but I guess we have to take this stuff. Uh, Right, so I'm supposed to switch to the enemy ship, so since I'm the player, I want to use his ship, then I also want to have my repairs. I could just press this, I can press this change ship button, but now I still need to transfer crew. I want to have maximum crew. The trader's brig that I just captured has a maximum crew of 60, so what? Yeah, I'm gonna transfer 60 crew over and then keep 39 on the original ship. Right now I'm at the on the trader's brig. What I'm told to do now is to repair my rig. So I'm gonna press 5. Here you see the amount of repairs that's necessary to repair the ship on the left side, and the repair amount you have on the right side. So for the trader's brig, you need 2 hull, 1 rig, 15 rum per repair cycle. Rum has a different timer than rig and hull. Right, I'm gonna start the rig repair now. The fourth symbol is the general, the urgent repair. It repairs pumps, rudders, and magazines. Never seen a red magazine other than on one ship, and it doesn't really matter anyway. Remember that it has a 7.5 minute cooldown, so if you're in a pinch, don't use it unless you really need to. Try to use it like if you can get a break a little bit, or if you're sure that no one is going to shoot your rudder, or if you need it. Yeah. A yellow rudder will reduce your turn time, so keep that in mind. Alright, I've got 12 crew on repairing, 30 crew are on the sails, and 18 crew are idle. They're not doing anything. So, if I wanted to, I could just press 9 and have boarding constantly ready on the ship, because apparently I don't have guns. You see that it displays guns right here, right? But since there's no crew in gunnery, and I can't actually fire guns, that means I don't have guns. Just so you know. Yeah, the more crew you have in sailing or repair, the faster it's going to be done. With repair, sometimes you actually don't want it to be done fast. For example, if you're running away from someone and they're just shooting like two balls per 30 seconds into your sails, so they're not really damaging them a lot, you actually want the repair to go slow. So you activate everything your crew can do, like preparing to board, just to make your repair slower, because there's gonna be less people in the repair. Alright, well, lots of random knowledge again, but I hope you enjoyed the episode anyway. See you next time.